Da gibt es bestimmt dann noch ein Secret Ending. Wenn man alles eingesammelt hat. Monday.
Sorry that I had to get rough with you, kid.
Seriously, dude?
Jetzt ist O-Time für Hörraum. Sie ist ja nicht im Krankenhaus, weil wir nicht zu lange drin geblieben sind.
So sorry, Ota. Date told me to be the bad cop.
I did not.
Temper, temper.
Whatever. Anyway, Ota, I have some things I want to ask you. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me get right down to it. Your mother, Mayumi Matsushita, was at the warehouse, wasn't she?
Und auf einmal ist der Täter jemand anderes.
What are you talking about?
Was she there?
Why would she be? That happened at 3 a.m. She was at home asleep.
Nein, weiß ich nicht und du weißt es.
Then why did we find evidence at the crime scene?
Evidence?
Sure, it might not prove she was there, but it makes it likely. The evidence is...
Die Schokolade! Wir gucken wieder alles an, bevor wir das sagen.
Okiura Fishery is a company owned by Mizuki's grandfather. However, the management team changed 17 years ago. It currently has no connections to the Okiura family. And allegedly, Mizuki's grandfather was raised by dolphins. A video camera and laptop were discovered in the warehouse. Either could have been left by the criminal, but determining the owner through purchase history will be difficult. No fingerprints were picked up either. Todoroki Man chocolate. This was discovered in the corner of the warehouse. Mayumi Matsushita's fingerprints were found on the package. Mayumi purchased the chocolate yesterday at 10:33 p.m. The purchase was made at an 812 convenience store. The store was located approximately 100 yards from the Famisto where Ota stole the station wagon. 2 cars were parked in front of the warehouse. One was the van owned by the Matsushita family. Ota's fingerprints were detected on the driver's seat and steering wheel. Iris's fingerprints were detected on the passenger seat.
Wenn wer auch immer im Eisbärkostüm war, auch im Eisbärkostüm gefahren ist, dann hat er keine Spuren im Van hinterlassen.
The other car was a station wagon. Yesterday at 10:33 p.m. Ota stole
Kann ich
the station
feststellen,
wagon.
wem der gehörte?
It was parked at the Famisto along Koshu Highway.
Wait, forget it, Seth. Forget it. It's Mizuki said that her grandpa was, raised by dolphins, but I don't think so. And the struggle is real. Ja, hi Banks, jetzt willkommen im Stream. Der Struggle is real, wie immer.
Ota explained his reasoning for stealing the car. He claims that while he was inside the Famisto, someone took off with the
Wie
van.
geht's dir? Bist du
with
gut in die
Iris
Woche
still
gestartet,
inside.
Banks?
Ota decided to steal the station wagon parked nearby to give pursuit. Ota searched for the van in his stolen vehicle. Our investigation determined that Iris and the van were taken 1 minute before Ota stole the station wagon. This puts the incident occurring at 10:32 p.m. The polar bear dropped the weapon in Ota's somnium. It was the floral pattern kitchen knife. On the handle were the words, "Mom, I love you always."
Ah, das stand da, ja klar.
Date. From this, we can conclude that the knife.
I know.
Aber ja, das war im Traum, das können wir nicht als Evidenz nehmen, also nehmen wir die Schokolade. I took it out of my pocket and showed him.
The Todoroki Man chocolate.
The same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
What?
You have a bad poker face, Ota. Your reaction tells me
Überhaupt kein
Mayumi didn't give this to
Pokerface.
you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so were you.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought. I could tell it wasn't my mom, even through the costume. And no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
Get Alzheimer.
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that? You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse, but you're hiding that from us.
Ja.
Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not.
Sure.
What are you accusing me of anyway? What do you think I'm hiding?
Ja, das weiß ich nicht. Wieso der hiding? Das Kitchen Knife.
The kitchen knife, with a floral pattern. Mom, I love you always, is carved on the handle.
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
How do you know that?
Ich nicht blöd bin.
The criminal ran away with the knife. No one was supposed to see it.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Ja, wie kam das Messer dahin?
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Die Schokolade.
Because I know how it looks. I thought Mom would get accused. And then she would have been brought in here and interrogated.
Sag mal, das ist das eigentlich dein Typ? Das wäre doch ziemlich Größe D.
I didn't want to put her through that.
And?
Mom never liked Tessa. So maybe,
Ja. Sieht halt nicht so gut aus.
just maybe, Mom hired someone to kill Tessa.
Okay.
And she gave them that kitchen knife.
Das macht keinen Sinn, Ota.
I don't know. I thought of it that way. Like that would ever happen. I know it sounds crazy, but after I saw that knife, I just lost it. Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
Ja, fällt mir auch ein bisschen schwer zu glauben.
Yeah, I agree.
You do?
Von mir. Aber nur kurz, da, während ich esse, will gleich selber eine Runde 7 Days to Die starten. Was ist das denn? Ich glaube, da habe ich schon mal reingeguckt. Aber ich weiß nicht mehr, was das ist. Aber Support ist da. Danke, Bangs. Vielen Dank für deinen Support. Und Start war geschmeidig. Das ist schön. Und meine nicht so. So, that's technically correct. Just in a different timeline. Yeah.
I do.
Me too.
I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because we're parked in front of the house. A van belonging to Matsushida's. It was hijacked. Station Wagon was stolen. Ja, sie kann ja den Wagen nicht. Müsste ihn ja zu Fuß nachgerannt sein, das geht ja eigentlich nicht. This alone isn't enough. Was ist denn noch? Bei Kutten Mayumi. Okay. Naja, vermutlich ist die Schokolade auch der ausschlaggebende Punkt, oder? Wenn sie es da gekauft hat um diese Uhrzeit, dann kann sie um diese Uhrzeit nicht den Wagen geklaut haben. the Matsushida's van was stolen from the parking lot of the Famista while Iris was in the car. That was yesterday, 10:32 p.m. 1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Odoroki man chocolate. She entered the 812 about a minute earlier. This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
However, I can't completely clear her.
Ja.
What?
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
Wie kommt die Schokolade dahin?
But that was...
In any case, I need to hear from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife.
Ja.
There's a lot to cover.
Kommen Sie mit, oder?
I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, wait a minute!
Don't worry. I'm not going there to arrest her. I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes.
You won't arrest her?
Your mother wouldn't kill anyone, right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
Man weiß es nicht. Zombie Survival Horde. Tower Defense Game, so circa. Okay, was zur Hölle? Okay. Zombie Survival Horde Tower Defense. Okay. Jo. Nehme ich mal so hin.
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita, but I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered
Was hast du?
about
Remembered.
the warehouse. I did it.
Was hast du getan?
I did everything.
Was?
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down. How are you, now that you've slept on it?
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest, I don't think you're the killer.
Ja, aber du musst sie befragen, wenn die einen hellen Moment hat, Date. Du kannst sie nicht drüber schlafen
You're
lassen.
giving us a false confession.
No, it's true.
Lothar beschützen
I
vermutlich.
kidnapped that witch. I took her to the warehouse and
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
yes.
What?
And the polar bear costume?
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
Jetzt halt, stopp. Didn't see that coming. I think no one did.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Was? Boss war ein Actress?
Sounds about right.
Why did you kidnap Iris?
My son is under that witch's spell. Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry. I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
Why did you take out her eye?
Because I just hated her so much. Killing her wasn't enough.
Okay, wieso dann nicht beide Augen? Were you the one who stabbed Oda?
Well,
You were in the polar bear costume, right? Well, that means you stabbed him.
yes, I stabbed him with the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him. He fought me, and then it just...
Why did you want to stream it online?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Okay.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words. It's more like muscle memory.
So ein Quatsch. What in the hell? Okay, we don't know it, Pablo. We have a wild assumption, but we don't know.
I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
So funktioniert das nicht. Where did you get a cam and a laptop?
Pick them out of the garbage.
So ein Quatsch.
Which garbage?
I don't remember. It's true, I planned the whole thing.
Bad Cyclops killings.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know. they killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
They, also nicht du.
That's right. Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
What was your motive?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works? He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids. And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate. That man is the root of all evil. That's why I killed him.
Why did you kill Shoko?
Renju's ex-wife, right? I did it to get to him.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
Meh.
In your opinion,
Yeah.
I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I answered your questions, so there.
When and how did you kill her?
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember?
Ja, Tatsache, man guckt ja nicht auf die Uhr, wenn man jemanden umbringt.
Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
As memories, Marija doing TikToks, but not knowing how she does it. What do you mean, Pablo? What do you mean? So, Lurk. Vielen Dank für deinen Lurk, Banks. Schön Stream noch, liebe Mara. Danke ebenso, Banks. Viel Erfolg.
I have a memory disorder.
Mhm.
I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
Aha.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
Ja.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Are you lying?
I am not lying.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I killed Shoko and Renju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer. I am.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Sie denkt ihn, weil er sie bedroht.
Date, sync with her.
Ist das schon wieder? Ich will nicht. Ich will das nicht schon wieder. Ach.
Computer, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
Well,
What happened?
the sync machine isn't operating to capacity.
Ah.
Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Ah.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
16 hours, at least.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sync yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
Good idea.
Random. I let boss and Pewter know.
Pewter, we're
It
counting
never
on you
gets
for
a
those
break.
repairs.
True. True.
I'll be back in 6 hours.
I just remembered. You know, when Pewter was at a warehouse telling me all that stuff from the earliest Cyclops killer, it was because Renju was killed. And he wanted me to revenge Renju. That's why he told me.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
Frag mich, ob das ein Spiel ist, das sie öfters spielen. Ob Pewter schon so hoch anlegt, weil der weiß, der kriegt weniger Zeit.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
Poor Pewter.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Oder.
It's Ota.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Nein. Aber der hat sie bedroht, dass er ihn tötet.
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit. Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Unwahrscheinlich.
Impossible.
Why?
Yesterday, Somnium oder eine Polarbier. The van stolen from his store. Alles hätte eintegnet.
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
Nein.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
Ja.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
Hm.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
Gott, ABER!
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it?
Wieso das denn?
Perhaps she ordered him to.
Ja, genau. Ota, zieh mir doch mal bitte mein linkes Auge raus.
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream.
Ja, deshalb habe ich das auch nicht genommen.
It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
I don't
In
understand.
short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
A performance?
Iris
Hast du
drove
doch
the
selber nicht,
Matsushita's
ABER.
van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately. Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it. Either that, or she asked Ota to extract it.
Wieso?
After that, Iris took her position on the table, and Ota donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, Ota and the polar bear
Ja, das
were
ist
never
auch
on
das,
screen at
das
the
mich
same
halt,
time.
ja,
True.
beschäftigt.
That means Ota went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect Ota.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
Why would they do that?
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
Then, this whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory. It is one
Wilde
of many
Theorie.
possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer. Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed. And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive. Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
We can't rule anything out. Ota, why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her. Why?
Haben wir doch gar nicht. Also ja, sie ist noch da. Damit wir sinken können, aber das alles. There's a photo in front of Ota. You doing okay?
Okay? How could I be okay? I got stabbed by a serial killer.
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
Why are you here?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed. I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her. After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
It's not like Mayumi is under arrest.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes. But as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying. Mom didn't do it. She's innocent.
Dann sag mir, was passiert ist.
Word is going around. Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju. And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
No way. Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself.
Oh Gott.
Or asked you to do it.
Oh Gott.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that?
Nein, wirklich nicht.
I was fighting for my life against the criminal.
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
You...
You staged the warehouse incident.
I'm telling you, I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently, she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has... dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
Bad Mayumi's dementia.
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is...
Ja.
I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good. You know Bloom Park is close by here, right? People who visited the park would stop here a lot.
Ja.
But ever since the explosion 8 years ago,
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot. The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day, and he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. They were both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
But
And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up.
ja gut, aber irgendwann muss man sich halt trennen, wenn es nicht mehr anders geht.
So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay, even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer. Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You work so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity. I won't have time to go to classes. Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay? Forever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
Dieses genaue Gegenteil von Schoko. Not about the editor thing.
How do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words.
Das ist nicht viel.
To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
When did Mayumi's illness start?
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Na je.
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Hat er nicht gesagt.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
What's that picture?
Oda turned the photo frame to me so I could see it.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad, and they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Aiba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit, but I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times. Aiba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Yes.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I was, but a thought occurred to me. Aiba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris, or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
A police officer. He says he doesn't have any new information. Police officer. Police officer. Okura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Aiba, are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse, but that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here?
Yeah.
She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course, a different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area.
Darauf kommt ihr jetzt erst. ABER connected to the N system server and began her research. She got a result in no time.
Found one hit. A taxi.
A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Das Marsch. Wo ist mein? Oh, die ist schon wieder fast leer. But why?
Unknown, but we should speak with the driver immediately.
Darauf kommt ihr jetzt erst zu gucken, ob da noch ein drittes Auto war?
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Ja.
What?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
I'm with the police. I have some questions for you.
About Mayumi. Before I arrived at Lemniscate, I got a picture of Mayumi from Avis. I showed it to the driver.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Oh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag?
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
Komische Zähne. Where are you from?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
Ist das wirklich wichtig?
Why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular. I have just finished conveying my client from Tameke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Describe what happened with Mayumi.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kabasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front.
Okay, hallo Andosia. Einen wunderschönen guten Abend wünsche ich dir. Wie geht's? Wie war's beim Doktor? Erzähl. Er hat schon einen ziemlich irren Blick. Erinnert mich ein bisschen an den Maskenverkäufer von Zelda.
We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
Und dasselbe Lächeln.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu.
Sie hat nicht gesehen, dass da jemand anderes eingestiegen ist. Deshalb ist sie direkt dem Van hinterhergefahren und nicht dem Wagen, in dem Ota tatsächlich saß.
I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Ota was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside. I estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kabasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow. But I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout. About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Wir haben nur in dem
You see,
Taxi.
I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired.
Wir sind in den
I lost sight
Distrikt
of the
gefahren,
Ariake
zu trinken.
warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off.
Da hat
toward the
Iris dann ihr Auge
warehouses.
verloren.
I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am
was
glad I
cooked.
had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
War sie einfach da gelassen? Hab einen Riss in diesem Meniskus am Handgelenk. Oh je. Ist ja aber schon alt, laut Neurologe. Rest der Handmuskulatur ist gereizt und Karpaltunnel leicht verengt. Rest habe ich nicht verstanden. Oh je. Muss jetzt zum BG-Arzt, ja, um die vermutete Berufskrankheit zu bestätigen. Ja, oh Gott. Und wie geht's dann weiter? So mit behandelt und so?
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman So Sajima.
Sajima? Why did the van go to So's house?
You need to
So
speak with him
drin war.
immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
Self-employed Taxi Driver. Kann aber auch sein, der Fahrer hat gewechselt. Bei der Fabrik. Dings. Atom. Was ist eine Atomfabrik? Muss jetzt zum Beginn. Achso, das habe ich schon. Das hört sich alles ja nicht so schön an, Andorsia.
There's no one here.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside. Hey, Iba. Do you smell something funny?
You
Oh,
are
no.
aware that I do not possess the sense
Reden
of
gas.
smell.
Oh, right. There's something strange about this vase. Ugh.
What is it?
Riecht das so?
This is
Warum ist die
definitely where the
zu?
smell is coming from.
Warum ist die
Is there
zugemacht?
something inside?
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
X-Ray.
Then, as is standard procedure,